Hi guys, I'm back. It's Wednesday, March 14th, and I'm back. So I'm so excited to be back. I had my cataract surgery last week, and I think I might wait a couple minutes just for people to get on, just to, see if everything's going. And I'm going to check my iPad to make sure that I am indeed live. Yes, it looks like I am. So yay for that. My technology's working today, so that's great. So if you are joining me right now, please leave a comment or a smiley face or something. Let me know you're here. Please let me know if you can hear me okay. Sometimes I often wonder because I do mute myself on my iPad because I don't want, double Barb. That's kind of too much Barb. So if you are here, please say hello. Tell me where you're from if you would like. That would be awesome. I'm in Sheridan, Wyoming. And as I was getting ready to do this, I was prepping, and obviously I don't have any makeup on today because since I had my cataract surgery last week, I'm still doing 3 different eye drops 4 times a day, and then I do sleep with a protective shield over my eyes. So I'm a little concerned about, mascara flakes getting in my eye. I don't want to mess anything up like that. So, we have Lisa and Wendy. Hi girls, thank you so much for joining me. The surgery went wonderful. My distance vision is amazing. My close vision is not so great, but I think that's my glasses. It wasn't great before my cataract surgery, even with my good eye. So I do believe I'm going to need to go in and get some different progressive lenses. So other than that, though, everything, when I look outside, it's just amazing. It's like an entire world has opened up to me, and everything is so crystal clear and beautiful. So I am so glad I did it. It was kind of freaky and scary. I did have some complications with mine, but nothing major. So I ended up with some stitches in my eye that will be there forever. But I can't feel them. So that's good. So I guess we'll go ahead and start talking about the blah, blah, blah we need to talk about. And I did mention that I don't have any makeup on. So if I look a little bit pale and with no eyes, that's why, because I'm afraid that I'll get mascara flakes in my eye, and I don't want to have to try to dig that out with my incisions. So ew. Okay, so we are hitting into the last couple weeks of celebration, which is very exciting. And starting tomorrow, Stampin' Up! Is offering us some more choices. Oh, I'm getting glare on my glasses. Maybe I'll just take them off. Some more choices for your celebration orders. So when you place a $50 or $100 order in my store, you will be able to choose all of the items that we had previously from the other releases, which were a lot of stamp sets, some designer series papers, that kind of stuff, which I think you've all probably seen out there. But the new items that we are going to be providing tomorrow are very exciting. We have the Tranquil Tide and Early Espresso, or chocolate chip markers, excuse me, duo pack. These are for a $50 order. The gold 1/8 inch ribbon, the pick a pattern cardstock pack, which is really exciting. Hello, Roseanne. Hello, Gail. The birthday memories designer series paper, the Myths and Magic glimmer paper, which is awesome. The Just Add Color designer series paper, the 6x17 cello bags, the Scattering Sequins folder, which is in the Occasions catalog, so that's a great addition. The Simple Stripes folder, which is also in the Occasions catalog. The Petal Pair Duo embossing folders from the Occasions catalog, so there's some great new products that you can get for free now too. Plus the Cable Knit 3D folder from Christmas time. Also, if it's a $100 order, you can get the Color Me Happy project kit, which is going to be really fun. I'll kind of show you guys some of this stuff. The Sweet Cake framelits. Oh my gosh, let me just pull those out of my basket here because the framelit sets that you can get are amazing. Oh my heavens, where are they at? Okay, so here's the Sweet Cake framelit set that you could get for free with a $100 order, or the Petal, what is this, Petals and More thinlets that you can also get for a $100 order. So yay, they've added some new things. So, if you didn't have either one of these bundles as of yet, purchase the stamp set, some other items, and get the dies for free. Yay. So that's very exciting. Here is the Color Me Happy project kit. It came out when we introduced our Stampin' Blends markers, and it creates, I believe it's 16 cards, if I remember right, 4 of each design. So here's one, and the envelopes come with the kit. Here's one here, super cute. This is the thank you card, yay. and then the So Happy For You. So this is another item that you can earn for free starting tomorrow. So this is really exciting news. We're really going to close out this celebration with a bang with a lot of really fun products that you guys can earn for free with your orders. Hello, Kathy Miller. How are you? So that's awesome. Also, if you guys, oh, my thing just moved. Sorry. If you guys are, if you have a wish list that's really long, which a lot of you probably do, I know I always have a wish list that's very, very long. If you sign up to be a demonstrator right now during celebration, it's the best time to do it because you can choose $125 in your starter kit, and that's anything you want. You can open up the catalog and you can pick $125 of whatever you want, excluding celebration items and host items. So anything you want for $125. Then you go back through the catalog and you find 2 stamp sets. Hello, Jan, long time no see. 2 stamp sets of your choice from either one of these catalogs, any price. So, I mean, you could pick a $50 stamp set. You could pick 2 $50 stamp sets and add that to your kit. So you're really getting like, you know, over $200 of value for 99 bucks. So if you have a long wish list, I highly recommend signing up to be a demonstrator. I love having new demonstrators on my team. You're not expected to do anything. You don't have to do any selling. You don't have to do Facebook Lives if you don't want. You don't have to do any home workshops or parties. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. Just sign up, get your kit, have a great time with some absolutely amazing products. And then if you want to continue ordering stuff, you'll get to place your orders at a 20% discount. So, I mean, it's really a no-brainer to sign up right now. And if it doesn't work out and you can't meet the $300 quarterly minimums, you just get dropped. There's no penalties. They don't take your stuff back. You keep everything you've gotten, and then you just are dropped. And then if you want to come back, you can sign up again some other time. So being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator is just amazing. It's a great opportunity. I highly recommend it to anybody who's a stamper. It's the best way to get your products for a discount. So that being said, that's very exciting. I'm going to put my catalog away. What else do we have? Oh, the last Facebook Live, which was that I did was February 28th, and we made these amazing cards. This card, a few of these cards. We made this cool butterfly washi tape card, and then I did one with the medallions kit that's in the celebration brochure. And so I did draw a winner for everyone who shared the video. So thank you guys so much for sharing the video. I appreciate that so much. And the winner this time was Donna Medea. So Donna, if you're watching, yay, I have some cards for you. And that's awesome. So, and I also wanted to let you guys know, I have a couple of gals that have won cards from my previous Facebook Lives, and I don't have your addresses. There's Jerry Stringer and Tracy Regalado that did win the cards from previous weeks. So girls, please get your addresses to me so I can get your cards to you. If I don't have your addresses by the end of this month, I'm going to have to like just pick someone else to give them to. So please contact me. Okay, that's done. What else do we have here? I think that's it as far as all the blah, blah, blah that I do. And besides, I'm not really happy looking at my face with no makeup on. It's just kind of white. No, it's not that scary. It's just different than I'm normally, you know, when I'm on my Facebook Lives, I do try to put a little bit of makeup on. But like I said, because of my cataract surgery, I was a little freaked out about putting any makeup anywhere near my incision in my eyeball. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera. Hopefully this will be a smooth transition and nobody will get sick. And yay, I think I did it. That's amazing. All right, so I do have my host code for March. So any order that you place with me in, excuse me, in March, please use my host code. I do have a set of 10 project ideas that I will be sending out to you. In addition, if your order is over $35, I will be sending you a half a package of these really super cute glitter and clear epoxy shapes. And you can use them all in all kinds of things. Here's a card I made for a swap, and I've just got a few of those little glitter and clear epoxy shapes there. Here's a card using the bubbles. What is it? Bubbles and... well, the bubble stamps that you guys got that figured out there, a couple right there. And then here's another one with the designer series paper you can get during celebration and some of those cute little bubbles. So keep that in mind when you're ordering. Please use my host code, and then you can get free stuff. And free stuff is the best stuff. That's my motto in life. So let's go with that. Okay, move my chair out of the way, and we'll get our first project bucket out here. We are going to be using one of the cards from the Tutti Frutti card and envelope package. That is a free celebration item. Let me see if I can find the whole package here. Yes. So there are a total of, oh wait, this is not the right bag. I'm like 50. I put this in a different bag. I think you get 16. I think you get 4 of each. Oh, pardon me. Someone's upstairs in the bathroom making noise when I even said to them, hey, at 10 o'clock, I'm going live, so be quiet. Now, what do you do? It's spring break. Okay, so there's the pool party cards and envelopes. There are the So Saffron cards and envelopes. And there are the Lemon Lime Twist cards and envelopes. And the Calypso Coral envelopes and note cards. So we're going to be using that today. We're going to kind of do a fun technique. I haven't done this forever. It's a technique that I did a long time ago when we used to sell wheels, and it was called masked wheels. Well, I don't know what to call it now because we don't have any wheels. We're just going to call it masked images, I guess. We'll go with that. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken our Lots of Labels Framelits dies, and I've cut myself out a Whisper White one, and this is the second largest one here that I'm going to use, okay? And then I also did cut one out of Peekaboo Peach that we're going to use as a back layer behind that later when we get the card finished. So we're going to start out with this. Get the dies out of the way. We're going to use some of our punches today. I've got the 1 1/4, the 1 inch, and the 3/4 inch punches. And then I also have a scrap piece that is just slightly larger than this die cut. So, I mean, whatever die cut you're using or whatever piece of paper you're using, make your piece that you're going to punch a slightly larger. Okay, so we're just going to go in and we're just going to punch out some circles out of this thing. Just kind of, and you want them fairly close together. It works better if they're closer together. And so we'll just keep punching here. And you do want to do some on the edges. So we want to get this thing kind of all punched out. Let's go with the 1 inch here on the side. And we'll crop off a corner up here, like so. Maybe one out of this corner, and maybe a small one here. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of lay this over the top and see what I think. I think maybe we're going to go down here a little bit also. Okay. I'm going to try to scoop all these bits out of the way that we don't need. Toss them in the trash. Okay, I need a scratch piece of paper. All right, so here's our main piece, and I'm going to like secure that to my scratch paper with just a little bit of snail. Make sure I keep this in frame. And then this piece here, we're going to lay over the top of this, and I'm going to secure that with a little bit of washi tape. Normally I use retired washi tape, but this just happens to be one I found right now, so we're just going to go for it. So we're just going to put a couple pieces of washi tape to hold this kind of template over the top. All right, like so. Okay. Next, we need a fun image to stamp with, and I'm going to use one of these images out of the Lovely Wishes stamp set, which is one of the new items in the Occasions catalog, and I've chosen this just kind of fun stamp here. I don't know what it's called, but I've got it already mounted on my block. And I'm going to do some stamping within these circles with some Calypso Coral ink. Okay, I need another scratch piece of paper. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this up, and I'm just going to stamp it so that it goes in the circles. But I kind of want to be deliberate with this about where these go, and I don't want it to be in some of the circles if I'm not ready for it to be in the circles. I hope that makes sense. So like those, and I'm just going to stamp this here. Hello, Mary Ellen. Oh, late is fine. Better late than never, right? Okay, and then we've got this bottom part here, so I'm going to mask off the top, and then we will get that in there. Oh, I see a tiny little spot here that I did put a circle-ish image. Okay, so looking at it now, I've got inked images everywhere I have the circle, okay? But I think I'm going to add maybe a tiny bit up here. If I can make this work, we shall see. We shall see how I can make this work. I think that's going to work. Yep, that's perfect. Okay, so I've got my circles all stamped in. I'm going to close this ink pad so I don't make a mess with it. now I'm going to bring in a lighter shade, and this shade is Peekaboo Peach. So I've got a sponge dauber here, and I just like to label mine so I know what color they are. I've just got a Brother, I don't even know what it is. It's a little label maker that I've had forever. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some ink on this sponge dauber, and I'm just going to kind of circle it around within these circles. Does that even make sense? I don't think so. Purposely not going all the way to the middle, just kind of leaving some white space there a little bit. All right, do that, and this one here. And then a little bit on this corner, a little bit down here, a little bit right here. Okay, so we've got that done. Now we're going to do the reveal. So I will pick up my washi tape template, or not my washi tape template, my template that's held on by my washi tape. And look what we have. Isn't that fun? Now you can do this with any stamps, any die cut, you know, anything you want. Just have some fun with it. And I do have another card here that I've done that I'll show you when it's all finished as we get this done here. Okay, so now I've got my Peekaboo Peach layer, and I'm just going to cut this in half. Find some scissors. Hello, Dolly. How are you? Thank you for sharing. Okay, so we're going to pick that up off the paper, and we're going to just add a little bit of snail to both of these pieces here. And I just want a little bit of the Peekaboo Peach poking out of the bottom. So do that, flip this around, and you know what, guys? I can actually see what I'm doing. This is amazing. I'm so happy that I had that surgery. I was so worried about it, but it was honestly the simplest thing I think I've ever done. Okay, so we've got that piece done. Then I'm going to bring in one of our little doily pieces here, and I'm going to glue my decorated piece. And you know, I don't actually need this. Sometimes I wonder if this scratch paper is distracting. Let's get rid of it. Okay, and we're just going to lay that. So it's kind of in the center. Oh, you know what? Stop the presses. Barb, you're just moving too quickly here. I don't want to do that yet. We're just going to carefully peel that off. I need some ribbon. Yes, I need some ribbon. I'm going to use some of our Calypso Coral ribbon from the Celebration brochure. And I need something to tie this around. Here we go. And this is on one of my ribbon sheets. I show this every single time yes, Wendy, it is awesome to have sight. Every time that I make a video or anything, I swear I use ribbon because I'm just a ribbon person. I love it. And so what I do is I just tie it around something substantial like a bottle. And I just do a left over right and under, and then a right over left and under, and then I just pull on the right side, and then that makes a super beautiful knot. Oops, get some scissors to trim this off. Trim that side, trim this side. Okay, the ribbon out of the way. Now I'm going to bring in a couple pieces of Scotch tape. I'm going to snip this in half. And then I'm just going to add this around, what do we want to do it? Maybe down here? About like that, maybe? Yeah, that should work, I think. No, actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it the other way. No, I'm going to do it this way. Indecisive, right? Okay, and we'll snip a piece of that off. And I'm just going to tape that to the back with Scotch tape. And you can use any kind of adhesive you want. You could use snail or fast fuse. Anyways, I just find that Scotch tape is just easier. And I'm all into easy. You guys should know that by now. I don't like to do anything too complicated. Okay, so we have our ribbon knot on there. Just going to tighten that up just a hair. And then we'll trim those again. Okay. Get the mess out of the way. Now we're ready to put it on to the doily. Okay. About like so. Get rid of those bits. Okay, so that part is now done. The next thing I'm going to do is I've got another stamp here from the stamp set, and this is a greeting. And this one says, "You warm my heart." So we're going to ink that up in the Calypso Coral. And we're going to stamp it on a scrap of Whisper White, just like so. All right, put the ink pad away so I don't make a mess. And then I'm just going to snip out these words, okay? Each one. So they're not going to be perfect, which is fine. We're not looking for perfection here. I just want to trim out all the words. So there's you. And then we're going to sneak in here and get the warm. And trim off the edge of that also. So now we have you and warm. Oh, what happened to the you? I touched it. Oh my gosh, do you guys see it? This, oh, it's hiding. Okay. Got to keep track of my little bits here. Okay. And then we're going to snip off the heart and the my. And I'm going to make that just a little bit closer, I think. Okay, so now we've got you, warm, my heart. Is that all of them? Yes. We'll get rid of all these bits so they don't get in my way. All right, we're going to bring in our card base. Like I said, these are the Tutti Frutti cards and envelopes that are free with celebration orders this year. And we're going to go ahead and add this piece to the front with some dimensionals, which are right over here somewhere on the side of my table that you guys can't see. It's probably a good thing you can't see everything that I have here because it can be kind of messy when you're stamping, right? Okay, so we'll press our tiny little fingernail into the backs of all of these. That just makes them a little bit easier to lift off. And I just realized, oh my gosh, you guys, I should have put lotion on my hands before I did this. Ew. Oh well. What are you going to do, right? Okay, so we're going to set that on the front like so. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of adhesive on all of our little bits here. Okay, so we've got the word heart, and we're going to put it about like so. We've got the my, a little bit of snail on my, put it right there. The warm, did we get some? Oh, no. Well, I'm just having a fit trying to do this tiny little thing here with my snail. The warm, and then here's the U. Okay, got that. And we're going to put the U right there. So we have you, warm, my heart. And that's it. That's all you need to do. And you could decorate the inside if you want. We can surely do that. We'll just bring back in our stamp here. We'll ink that up. I don't like messing up my grid paper. And maybe just do a corner in there, and maybe we'll do this other corner kind of towards the middle, something like that. So there you have it. And you can also decorate your envelope if you want, because the envelopes come with the kit, or with the cards, and they coordinate. Oh, I tried to stamp that on top of my, ugh! You think I can go over this? Now that I can see, well, we'll just try it here. Now, if I'd used my Stamparatus, I'd have been able to do this again with no problem. It's iffy, but if I send it to somebody like my mother, she won't know and she won't even care. So there we have our first card of the day. Super cute. I love this technique, and like I said, you could use it with anything. I have another card here that I made with it when I was practicing. This one uses, I think it's called the Flourishing something or other stamp set. So I did the exact same thing. I created a template over the top of this piece of Whisper White with my circle punches. I stamped all the images with my black ink. And then I did use the, I think it's Touches of Texture stamps in the background here. So I just kind of did some random stamping there, some little dots, and then one of our tailored tag punches with the greeting. This is just a note, some little pearls, and then some of our, what is this? This is a silver edged metallic ribbon. It's white, but I used one of my Stampin' Blends markers to color it so it's gray with that gorgeous silver accent there. So here's another one. And here are some that I was playing with when I was making this card. Just kind of doing some random things, doing the black with the smoky slate ink. And then these were all rejects. I did not like any of these after I got them done. This one was my favorite, so that's the one that I ended up making. So here's the one we got today. Like I said, give that a try, you guys. It's really fun. It's a cool technique, and I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. Okay, let me clean this up just a bit so that I don't have to make a mess. I'll get these punches out of here too. All right, moving on. Okay, This card, we're going to use the Epic Celebrations stamp set. This is another one for Celebration. This is free with a $50 order. Oh, I've got an ink all over that. See, that's what happens when you don't close your ink pad. You get ink everywhere. We're going to be using this super cute sneakers along with the You're Awesome greeting. And we're going to do something kind of fun with some shoelaces in a sense. Okay. So what I've got here is I've got a circle that I cropped out of some Peekaboo Peach ink cardstock using my Layering Circles framelits, and I used my number 6 framelit. So I start, the smallest one is number 1, and I go up to, I think it's 8 or 9. So that was number 6. And then I have my scallops on the back side of that. Did the same thing, numbered those. So this is the number 6. We're also going to use the 2 1/4 inch circle punch. And that's what we're going to do with our sneakers. So let me get my sneaker stamp here. Some Memento ink. We'll ink up these little sneakers. Make sure they're good and inky. And we will just go ahead and stamp them right there, like so. Okay. And then we'll let that dry for just a sec. Get my pumpkin pie Stampin' Blends markers. And then I also have another piece of cardstock. This measures 3 3/4 by 5. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that. Where's my trimmer? I'm going to cut 1.5 inches off of this, okay? So here's the 1.5 inch mark. And we're just going to cut that off. Cut that. Okay, so now I have 2 pieces. They both measure 5 inches. This is a 1.5, and this one is, well, I can't do math right now, 2 1/4. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of separate these pieces, or no, that's not what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to do this. I'm going to jog them together so that the edges are together. Okay. And now I'm going to take my, where is it? My 1/8 inch circle punch. It's a handheld punch. And I am going to punch some holes here. So I'm going to start about, make sure that they're even. And you could draw a pencil line if you wanted to make these like in a straight line, but I'm just not going to do that. Again, that's too much work. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. So as I'm going here, maybe I'll turn it over so I can see the top. I'm just going to try to line them up so that each punch is in line with the one before it. Let's see if we can get it. Oops, I just messed up my pieces. Make sure they stay together. Come in, and how about like so, and then like so. Okay, so I've got 4 holes punched. So now we're going to open this up, and we're going to leave that like that. And then I've got this little tiny strip of pumpkin pie that I'm going to line down between these two. So I'm just going to put a very thin line of glue right here. And I'm going to add my pumpkin pie strip, making sure that I don't cover up those holes, okay? I want the holes to stay just where they are. All right, and this does not have to be perfect, because what we're doing is we're just creating a little gap so that we have some pumpkin pie peeking through the gap, okay? Put some glue down that side. And we're just going to add this piece on there as well. So now I have 2 pieces separated by this tiny piece of pumpkin pie. And then I'm just going to snip off the excess pumpkin pie here, like so. Okay, so now this piece is a little bit wider than 3 3/4, but I want it to be 3 3/4 for layering purposes. So I'm just going to bring it in here, and I'm going to line it up at 3 3/4, and I'm just going to trim off that little tiny section, okay? That way I don't have to try to say, well, this piece is, you know, 2 5/8 by whatever the case may be. It doesn't make any difference, but that's not what I want to do. So now I've got it 3 3/4 by 5. Now we're going to bring in some of our stitched edge ribbon. Is that what it's really called? Sometimes I make these names up. Oh, it is stitched edge ribbon. And we've got this in 3 colors. We've got pumpkin pie, old olive, Pacific Point, and the rich razzleberry. We're going to use the pumpkin pie today, obviously, because it matches our card. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create like some crisscrossing images to mimic like shoelaces, okay? So to thread my ribbons through these holes that are super tiny. I have these flossing, I don't know exactly what they're called. I've had them forever. I got them back at Walmart. And they're just floss to help you floss your teeth. Okay. So I'm just going to pull that through the hole. There we go. Just like that. And then I'm going to go over to the next side here. Again, pull that through. And now I'm kind of wondering if I should have done some of this before I went live, because you guys probably are not going to want to watch this. This is going to be kind of boring. Okay, and then we're going to bring this one over here and this one over here to, like I said, mimic some shoelaces. So we're going to thread our little thing through the hole there. And get that one. Okay. And then you can manipulate it because you want it to look nice, of course. And then this piece, we're going to have go through this one. And then we're going to do this again with the other piece of ribbon. Okay. There we have it. So we have these fun little crisscross ribbons to kind of mimic some fun shoelaces. And then we're going to just do this again. So we will get that in there, pull it through, and then we're going to bring it through to the front. So, of course, if you have no fingernails, it's kind of hard to pick up this little flossing thing. But we're going to make it work anyway. Find the end there and pull that through. So now we have our two ends, and the back, it doesn't matter what the back looks like. Okay, so now we're going to bring this one through. This was going a lot faster in my mind, guys, sorry. Okay. And then this one will go across, and yay, then we've done it. We're done. Woohoo! Okay. So there we have what looks like little shoelaces, which I think is really fun. And now if you want to, you can trim these off and tape them to the back, but I don't really find that it's extremely necessary to do that because they're not going to go anywhere, okay? Yes, Wendy sneaker laces, wahoo! Okay, so we've got our shoes here, and now I'm going to color them in with my Stampin' Blends markers really quickly. I'm going to start out with my dark, and I'm just going to kind of add some dark around the edges here of the shoes, and the tongue, this tongue, back there, around the front, around the toe, up that way, maybe in the center here. So I'm just kind of adding the dark color, and then I'm going to come back in with my lighter color and kind of blend it. All right, so now we'll just sort of blend the dark into the light, just to kind of give it some shading effect here. And I have to tell you guys, I can actually see a lot better than I have been able to, even up close, even though my vision isn't perfect up close yet, without getting some, you know, new glasses with some different lenses for up close viewing. I can see so much better. Oh, I'm just so excited. So yeah, if you guys have a cataract and you're thinking about getting it done, oh my gosh, do not wait. Just go do it. It was a very simple procedure. You are awake the whole time, which is kind of freaky to think about, but it actually wasn't that bad. Okay, so we've got our sneakers colored, and now I'm going to punch them out with this 2 1/4 inch circle punch. Oh, wouldn't you just know it? Well, we're going to have to wing it here. Barely. Okay. And then we are going to layer these two things together with some dimensionals. Okay. That, and then we'll get this lined up. So this card actually is pretty simple. Okay, so I'm going to put the 10 shoes about right there. And now I need my greeting. This just says, "You're awesome." And we're going to do that in the memento also. And I think I'm going to stamp it. And I probably, now, note to self, people, This is when you don't do what Barb does, okay? Because Barb obviously doesn't know what she's doing sometimes. This is one of those times. I should have stamped this before I had all these pieces of ribbon in the back. Yeah. So we're just going to kind of move them out of the way. I brought this foam pad in just to kind of lift it up so that I can stamp on this. So there's always ways to fix things that might go wrong, okay? And we're just going to stamp the You're Awesome about right there. And that worked perfectly. Yay! All right. Always ways to fix mistakes. And I tell you guys, I make a lot of mistakes. All right. Now I'm going to bring in my Peekaboo Peach marker. And I'm just going to kind of outline these letters from this word. They give you some great spots to do this already with the stamped image. So you can just quickly run around there with a marker and add some more color. Because we don't have a ton of color on this, just a couple shades of the orange. Go with the E. Okay. So then I've got a piece of pumpkin pie that we are going to attach this to. And I think, yeah, that should be okay. We're going to use some liquid glue if I can find it. There it is. And we'll just add our liquid glue. I may trim some of these off just because they're a little long. And they might get in the way of my, there we go, thing actually adhering down. Okay, so now we're just going to glue this in place. And after I get it kind of stuck, then I like to flip things over and then really press good from the back. That way if I have any wet ink, it's not going to do it. Yes, Roseanne, there's no mistakes in stamping. You just have to use a different technique. And that does happen down here quite a bit. Roseanne can attest to that. She's been here in my stamp room stamping with me before. So get some glue on the back of that. And we will just add our little shoes right here. Like that. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and add the glue to the back of this. And I've got a Peekaboo Peach card base that I want to put my sneakers on. And there we have it. So even though it does take a little bit of time to get those laces threaded through there, it's not terrible. It really didn't take that long. All right, what do you guys think of that? I hope you like it. I think it's adorable. And I think you could have a lot of fun with these different colors of ribbon making some of these tennis shoe cards. I think that they would just be super cute. All right, so here's my original one I made. So this one I just made opposite, where I had the laces on the opposite side. But I think it looks great either way, so yay! All right, so there is that. So now you guys remember, when you share the video, you get in, I enter your name in the drawing to win the cards. So next week on Facebook Live, we will talk about who actually wins the cards. And then I will mail them out to you. So be sure to be watching next week. I'm just cleaning up my mess here. So that you'll know if you're the winner. And if I need your address, then you'll need to contact me with that, okay? Because I don't know everyone's address, obviously. Okay, let's clean some of this up. I don't like a messy area. Ugh. Okay, moving on. Did I get everything out of the way? I think so. Okay, this is going to be super fun, you guys. This is a cool technique that I've recently learned, and it uses our Springtime Foils Designer Series paper. Now, these papers are part of the, ooh, that's kind of an awful glare. Let's get rid of that. Part of the celebration choices that you can earn this year. I'm trying to find them in this room so I can show you the pieces. So this is kind of a leafy pattern with some silver and gold. We also have some silver stripes. We have the, I think this is rose gold polka dots. And then we have the, it could be rose gold or copper and gold accented flower paper. And so you can do so many things with this. Coloring this paper is just amazing. So here's a card where I used the silver stripes and I used a sponge brayer and our Berry Burst ink to color that piece. This one, I used our Stampin' Blends markers just to color in these gorgeous flowers. Another one where I did the Stampin' Blends and I actually did the entire background also with the Stampin' Blend marker and then did the eclipse technique for the mom there. And so this card today, we're going to use the same paper. And I've gone ahead and done a little bit of the coloring because I know sometimes watching people color is boring. Boring. So what I've done is I've just colored in most of these leaves with my light Night of Navy Stampin' Blend marker, okay? And so we're just going to finish coloring all these in with this marker. This is the light. There's, of course, 2 shades, the dark and the light. But we're going to use some dark navy ink here in a second. So, okay. So we're done. So that didn't take any time at all. You're probably really happy about that. Okay. So now I'm just going to lay this on a piece of scratch paper. And I'm going to come in with my Night of Navy ink pad. Okay. And all I'm going to do is I am just going to swipe color down this piece of cardstock. All right. Flip it around, and it's going to resist the ink in the spots where I've done the coloring, which is going to be so cool. Ah, come back here. I'm going to try to swipe it so that we get some nice coverage here. Not too much, not too little. I think that's probably good. All right, so now I need a paper towel, which I have had a second ago. What did I do with it? Oh my word, you guys. Do you ever lose stuff? All right, hang on. I've got to find a new paper towel. Sorry. Okay, got the paper towel. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub off this excess color, okay? But the weird thing is where I've done the Stampin' Blends, it resists the ink. Isn't that cool? So once you color it with Stampin' Blends, oh my gosh, the camera's wiggling all over, sorry. Once you color it with your Stampin' Blends and you wipe it off, wherever you have color, it stays that color. So I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. Okay. So now we've got that part done. So now I'm going to do some heat embossing with one of our greetings from the Hold On to Hope stamp set. And I've got that stuff right here. So I'm going to do some heat embossing. So I've got a little bag, the embossing buddy, because I want to make sure I don't get gold embossing powder all over everything. And I'm just inking up this greeting that says celebrating one of God's most remarkable creations, which I think is amazing. Make sure I got it. Oops, almost had it upside down. All right, so I'm going to stamp that about like so. Okay, got some gold embossing powder here, just ready to be used. So we will pick that up, flick off the excess. Okay. And now I'm going to bring in my heat tool, and we're going to do some heat tool actions. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way so my heat tool doesn't blow everything away. Okay. And a lot of times I like to start from the bottom, heat it from the bottom a little bit, just in case there's any extra powder flinging around. It just keeps it at bay. So we'll do that, and then we can come over the top. And you know what? Heat embossing to me, it's something that just never gets old. I love watching the powder melt. I just think it's the coolest thing ever. Okay, so that didn't take too long at all. Put the heat tool back. All right, so now we're going to bring in this shiny gold paper, and we're going to layer these two things together. But first, I want to die cut something. So I'm going to actually save paper here, and I'm going to die cut the word "you" out of this layer. So I'm going to do that right behind us here with my Big Shot and my... Where are they? I'm going to use the Celebrate You Thinlits dies. These are also a celebration item. We have these 3 words that it will crop out. So we're going to go with the word you. Here it is. So I'm just going to do that right out of the middle of this paper. And this will just take moments. All right, so right out of the middle. So now I've saved some paper, so I'm going to glue that to that, but I've got my U, and I didn't have to waste any extra of the foil sheet. Okay, let's get that on there like so. Press it down. Actually, I'm going to move this out of the way because I find that to be distracting. Okay, so we've got that part done almost. I just need to tie some ribbon. again, oops, oh, so sorry about that. Barb's cheater ribbon, cheater way. We're going to wrap it around the bottle. Hopefully you guys don't get sick of this, because this is something that I do constantly. I love ribbon. I love how it looks on cards, and I always like it to look nice. So I've just kind of worked out a cheater's way to make it look nice and tight without having to tie it around a card. I just find tying it around a card is just difficult, and it just doesn't, I can never get it nice and tight, and that's my biggest problem with wrapping ribbon around cards, is that it's not tight. So this method works really well to make sure that it is nice and snug. Okay, do my tape trick again, get a couple pieces of tape, and this is our vanilla metallic edged ribbon. We have it in silver, and we have silver and white, and then this is the vanilla and the gold. And you can color these with your Stampin' Blends markers, like I've said before. Okay, so that piece is done. So bringing in our main card base, we are going to use one of the free items that start tomorrow for celebration. These are the Petal Pair embossing folders, and this is one of those items that you can get for free with a $50 order starting tomorrow. And I'm going to use this one to just kind of go across the middle of the card here. So let me get it kind of set up for you, and then I'll turn around, quickly run it through the Big Shot, and we'll have that piece done. Whoops, hold the phone. I think I moved the folder. That's not going to work if it's not centered, so my bad, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. The struggle is real. This was supposed to go quickly, right? Isn't that what I said? It would be quick? Okay. I'm back. That wasn't too terribly. That wasn't too terrible. Okay, so we're going to glue this to the front. I just love this. I love navy and gold. I think it's just so classic. Okay. Get that on there. Open that up. All right, so now we have a piece of Bare Vanilla for the inside of the card, and that measures 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to bring in my silicone mat and some of our base. This is the Basics washi tape pack, and I can't remember what number it is. It's 1, 2, or 3. We've got the blues, the pinks, and the greens, and I'm trying to find the end of this thing. There we go. Oh, maybe not. Anyway, there's 5 rolls in each collection, and they're a bunch of different colors. So this one is like the Night of Navy. I'm just going to kind of run this along the edge of this inside panel for my card. Tear that off. You can snip it off or do it to the back, whatever you want to do. Okay. And then we've got the Amazing You stamp set. That's a celebration item that coordinates with those thinlits. And we're going to use, oh, I've already taken it out, the big Starburst, or half Starburst, I guess, or Sunburst. And we're going to ink that up in the Night of Navy. Okay. And let's see if we can get this sort of centered here, like so. That will work. And then we're going to take our U, poke that out of there, take our U, or some scissors. I should have brought my die brush over here to get this out. There we go. Come out of there, U. Okay. So here's our U, and we're going to just add a little bit of glue to the back of it. Come on, glue. Shake it a little bit, and maybe we can get some to come out. It's barely coming out, but it's coming out enough that it's going to work. Oops, I'm not in the screen again. So we're just going to kind of put that underneath our fun sunburst, half sunburst. And make sure it's straight. Like so. Okay, and then we'll press that. Oh, I keep wiggling the camera. And then we're just going to add this to the inside of the card. And here's my little trick I've shown numerous times. That I only really care about 3 sides. This side, and this side here. So as long as those 3 sides line up, when someone opens your card, they're going to think that it's in the center. It doesn't matter at all what's going on up there, because it's all dark up there. Okay, So we have on the front, celebrating one of God's most remarkable creations, you. All right. I just think that's amazing. I love this Hold On to Hope stamp set. It's got some really, really nice sentiments in it. Okay, so that is card number 3 for the day. I do have a couple other cards using this same technique and just some different colors. So I've got one here with the Sweet Sugar Plum brayer, or not brayer, but ink pad dragging, and then the Rich Razzleberry. And then I have this one that I did. I made this card last week, the day after I had my surgery. I got up early that morning before I went to the doctor. So I had a patch on my eye. And I made this card using this same kind of technique, but I did Pacific Point ink dragging on this one, whereas I used the Night of Navy on this one and the Sweet Sugar Plum on that one. But they're all basically the same, and I just think they're really super pretty. So, yay! Okay, so let me clean this up, and I've got one more, hopefully fun card for you. Get my stamps out of the way so I don't get my hands in them and make a mess, because, oh gosh, I've done that so many times, and it's just so frustrating. Okay, trash. Oh, here's my, oh no, that's not. Okay, last card. This one, we're going to use the super cute Party Pandas. Who doesn't love Party Pandas? I mean, seriously, they're like the cutest things ever. We're going to use the little guy with the balloon. So here he is. And we're going to use some Memento Black ink. We're going to use another one of those note card, Tutti Frutti note cards and envelopes. Here's the envelope that goes with it. And then I've got a small piece of Whisper White, a piece of the Myths and Magic glimmer paper that is going to be a celebration choice tomorrow. And then I've got a half of a doily. Okay? And so what I'm going to do, and then I've also got these super cute, what are they actually called? Balloon honeycomb embellishments. Look at these stinking cute little things. This is one of the Daffodil Delight ones that I had put together just to show my customers what it looks like with some twine. But we're going to use the pool party one today. So I get you guys probably know where I'm going with this. Who doesn't love a party panda holding an amazing 3D balloon, right? I know. Okay, so we're going to ink up our cute little panda. Make sure he's nice and inky. His leg is not, there he goes. His leg did not want to take ink. All right, so we're going to stamp him right here. About like so. Okay. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Just love him. And then we're going to add him to this glimmer paper. Oh my goodness, glimmer paper just makes me so happy. And a lot of times when I'm using glimmer paper, I will either use glue dots or tear tape adhesive, or I happen to have my fast fuse right here. So I'm going to go ahead and fast fuse this little guy. Okay. Because glimmer paper can sometimes be a stinker about taking adhesive. But we can always work around that, because we'll just throw the glimmer paper some adhesive that is going to work. Okay, and now I'm just going to press that from the back. Again, I always do my pressing from the back because I don't want to mess up any inking that may be on there. Okay, so here's one of these adorable little balloons. They are just the cutest things. And they have self-adhesive little sticky backs here. So you just remove these little pieces, and then you will get the stickiness there. So I'm just going to carefully lay this over the balloon that is already here. How about like that? Okay. And then I can open this up, and then we can press that down. And I find that if you take a bone folder or a pair of scissors and just kind of shove it in there underneath, you know, those little honeycombs, then you can get that in there and press it down even harder. Okay, so, oh my gosh, that's so cute. And this is just like the simplest card ever too. And we're going to add the partial doily, so I don't need this top part of this bottom part of the doily. Add some snail. And we're going to stick that, so just a tiny bit of the doily sticking out. Cute. And then we're going to stick him on the front. But first, I'm going to wrap some baker's twine around a couple of times. So we're going to start up here. And this is the pool party solid baker's twine. Oh my, I see my baker's twine trying to run into my ink pad up there. No, stop. That's not what we want. Okay, so we're going to snip that off. And I'm just going to tie this in a bow. And we're going to try, sometimes I'll just tie a knot. Oops, I'm not even in the camera. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, I think that worked out pretty good. Snip off the ends. So we've got a cute little bow there. And then our little buddy, we're going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals to get him on there. Okay. There. And if you guys have any questions, do leave me some comments, because I do go through all the comments after I'm done, you know, and look at the comments and see if there's any questions I can help answer. I'm always happy to, you know, answer some questions if you guys have them. All right, so we will just stick that like that. And this is actually going to go to my nephew because his birthday was, I'm embarrassed to say this, last month. Oh my goodness. And I haven't gotten him his gift yet, but we're going up to visit them later this week, so I can take this with me. Okay, so then I've got my happy birthday that I'm going to stamp on the inside here, like so. And then I think, you know, just because it's for him and he's so adorable, my nephew, I love him, I am going to add this little party panda. Oh, look what I did, you guys. Okay. We're going to try and fix this too. Look what I did. Somehow I got ink. Oh, it's right here on my thumb. Right there on the card. Okay, so we're going to try to do some creative stamping with this little party bear here. Let's see if we can. We're going to try to get his feet, or one of his feet, to cover up that spot. Let's see how well I can do. Boy, I tell you, this was not my day. I think that that's going to work. Yay, check it out. So, and then because I want his party hat to be cute, I've got a Bermuda Bay marker here, and I'm just going to color in these little circles on his party hat. So, what could have been a real bummer because Barb got ink on her finger, which does happen, unfortunately, I saved it. Woohoo! Okay. So there it is. Oh, I think he's just going to love that. I mean, little boys, they like glimmer paper, don't they? Who doesn't love something sparkly? Just because you're a little boy doesn't mean anything. Okay, so that is my presentation for you guys today. I'm going to bring in my cards that we made, if I can find them all. We've got this one, and we've got this one, and we've got the shoes. Which one did I make today? This one. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So these are all the cards I made today. So next week, someone's going to win them all. So please, please share the video with your friends and family. Share, share, share. Again, if you place your orders, I do have free gifts for you. I love to give out free gifts for orders. So please go ahead and place your orders with me. I would appreciate that. And like I said, next week, someone's going to win all the cards. So thank you guys so much for being with me today. I appreciate it so much. And I'm hoping next week I'll be able to wear some makeup. So yeah, that'll be awesome. So have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.